here's what we have. We have a controller here, push buttons, and then I've got sensors coming in with audio jacks, and then I have a display here, and basically it shows the uptime, so it's been up for 12 days since I restarted it, and then it has 45 degrees and 47 degrees. So basically this thing's all powered off of a USB-C cord, and then it's connected to this air conditioner. So the purpose of this whole thing is to run this air conditioner continuously and not have to have it ever freeze up, because we've got a sensor in there that's called the fin temp, right there, the fin temp. And then what we found is that we'll have a room temperature sensor probe, which is above us, and that keeps track of the room. So it's really nice, because now on here, we'll talk more about the board, but basically this relay controls this air conditioner and runs it all the time. Right now the condenser's not on, but if the relay's on, it'll have the condenser on. Otherwise the fans are on continuous all the time. So let's dig into more about what this control board is, because this is what we've been working on for the last couple months, and I want to talk about why we did it the way we did it and what we can learn from it. So this is the board I was showing you in the video. The TFT display, don't get your hopes up. These displays don't actually have super good resolution, but you can do a lot with them. So right now you can see I've got the uptime and I've got the date and time. The date and time is the time zone set right now, and you can't change the time zone, but it'll always sync to a time server, so you'll always have good time. This system actually is supposed to have this relay in the back. It fits right here, but I don't actually use the relay just because we are using it right now, but in the future systems, they won't use this relay because I don't want to have high voltage and high currents on this board. I want it to be a low voltage system that's just a control board, and then the user can source his own relay and system and make sure that that side is safe. So you can see the sensors are active right now. If you disconnect one, it takes a few seconds for them to actually to recognize it's not connected anymore. And that's just because we want to make sure if it's really not connected, it tries again a few times to make sure is it actually not connected. So you plug it back in, it goes active again. You can disconnect either one. It'll turn red when it's not active. So that's one thing that we've had some challenges with, just to get it all tuned as best we can. But the other thing is right now, if I want to go to the next screen, I hit the right arrow, and it should go to the next screen, but it shouldn't until you hit the center arrow. But right now it goes to the second screen, even though it's not supposed to. If you go to here, you're supposed to be able to load the sensors. So if you go like this, you load the new sensor. Sometimes you have to try a couple times. Go in here, load, fail, I'll try again, and it worked. So, basically you're saving the unique addresses of each one of these sensors to the board. So that's kind of an interesting challenge of making sure it only loads the unique one, and those are the addresses of each sensor. So that's kind of cool. But then you go on to the next screen, you can actually change the temperature. The issue is essentially it's pressing, every time I press this key, it's actually pressing the center button. So I have to figure out, there's a workaround with this, but it's partly because of the Wi-Fi. When the Wi-Fi is on this chip, sometimes I have issues with the buttons not working correctly. So there's lots of bugs to fix yet, but we fixed a lot of them. And so this is kind of what we've been working on. So it took me a minute to find it, but this was the original board. So this is the new one. It's screen, buttons, a single relay, and then jacks that you can disconnect these sensors. The old board was this one here, and it had just an Arduino. It's at ESP32, so not as much program space. I originally had an Ethernet card in here that I could connect to Ethernet, but nobody wants to run Ethernet all over the place. And then the other problem with it was, it's basically just really simple, but you had to hardwire the connections, and they were just hardwired in right like that, So this here was not a necessarily winning board or by any means, but it worked for a while, and we used it to control the air conditioner. But now we've got something more sophisticated. We'll get working on a web browser, so you can actually log into this thing and see the status of everything from your phone or whatever locally. So that way, if it's on your local network, you could see basically the temperature and not have to go check it all the time. So it's really cool features. We'll keep you updated. Talk to you later.